come so far, and yet you still don't know who you are.
By the end of episode 1, the Blacks have already lost a dragon rider. By the middle of the season, Rhaenyra has the Iron Throne. And by the finale, the realm wants her dead. That's not a guess, that's what the final trailer just told us. HBO dropped the last Season 3 trailer, and if you know how to read it, the entire 8-episode season is laid out in front of you. The shots aren't random, they're a roadmap. Here are 5 predictions for House of the Dragon Season 3, built directly from what the trailer shows, ranked from most certain to most devastating. Prediction 1. The Battle of the Gullet opens the season. Jace doesn't survive it. Showrunner Ryan Condal already called the Gullet arguably the most anticipated action event of Fire and Blood, and said it should be the biggest thing the show has ever pulled off. That's not a sequence, that's a full episode, which means it's the premiere. Co-star Olivia Cooke confirmed the first 2 episodes were originally written as the Season 2 finale, meaning the show hits the ground running with full-scale war. Now look at what they showed us. Vermax flying low over burning ships. Jace not even looking where he's flying. Sheep Stealer emerging from the water like a sea monster, Rhaena on his back. Shirako Lohar's Triarchy fleet smashing against Corlys's Valyrian ships. And then a shot most people miss. Rhaenyra being woken up. Surprised. The kind of surprised you wake up to when someone is telling you your son is dead. In the books, Jace dies at the Gullet. Vermax falls. The Blacks lose their heir within the first hour of the war. If you're keeping score, the season opens, the body count starts, and Rhaenyra's bloodline takes its first major hit before the credits roll on episode 1. Prediction 2. Rhaenyra takes King's Landing by episode 3 and immediately starts losing it. Watch the trailer carefully. There's a shot of Vermithor, Silverwing, Caraxes, and Syrax flying over the capital together. Wreckage from the Gullet visible below them, which means the invasion happens after episode 1. Alicent's deal from the season 2 finale holds. The gates open, Rhaenyra walks into the Red Keep. Syrax lands in the courtyard, guards scrambling. Green banners come down. She sits the Iron Throne. This is the moment everyone's been waiting for. It's also the beginning of the end for her. Because the trailer keeps cutting back to one image, graffiti on the walls of the city. 3 words. Queen of Bastards. In the books, the small folk eventually nickname her King Maegor with Teats, comparing her to Maegor the Cruel, the most hated Targaryen who ever lived. The trailer is telling us this happens fast. By the time Rhaenyra sits the throne, the city is already turning against her. She wins the building, she loses the people inside it. Prediction 3. Sunfire is alive, and Aegon is coming back. There's a shot most viewers blink past, a dragon breathing fire inside a cave. Not on a battlefield, not in the sky. A cave. That's Sunfire. After the battle at Rook's Rest, Sunfire was assumed dead. In Fire and Blood, the dragon survives, barely, and hides in the caves of Crackclaw Point while Aegon recovers from his burns. They're both broken, they're both alive. And there's a second shot that locks it in. Aegon, outdoors at night, looking up at the sky. His face changes. He sees something. He's seeing his dragon return. This matters because everyone, Rhaenyra, Alicent, the Greens, the audience, has been operating under the assumption that Aegon is finished. He's not. He's a wounded king with a damaged dragon and a brother who tried to murder him on his own battlefield. That's not a man who retires from the war. That's a man who comes back angrier than anyone expected. Prediction 4. Aemon's Harrenhal arc gets darker than the show has gone before. Aemon shows up at Harrenhal expecting to find Daemon. He finds an empty castle. Daemon's gone. The trick worked. So, Aemon does what Aemon does. He starts killing. The trailer shows Vhagar breathing fire inside the castle walls. Aemon walking through the halls with a bloody sword. This is when he puts House Strong to the sword. Old men, children, servants, all of them. But there's another shot that changes everything. A dragon egg in Aemon's hand being given to a woman. That's Alice Rivers. In Fire and Blood, Aemon spares Alis during the Harrenhal slaughter. She becomes his lover. She eventually becomes pregnant with his child. The trailer is putting that relationship on screen as early as episode 3. Aemon isn't just losing this war on the battlefield, he's losing himself in that castle. Prediction 5. By the finale, Rhaenyra is the villain of her own story, and the season ends on Tumbleton. This is the prediction the trailer fights hardest to bury, but it's everywhere if you watch closely. Daemon, late in the trailer, looks at Rhaenyra and says, "You've come so far, and yet you still don't know who you are." That's not a pep talk. That's a warning. Watch the cuts that follow. Rhaenyra alone in her father's bed. Alicent telling her the crown is a weight that crushes. Helena weeping. The small folk graffiti. Corlys looking at Daemon like he's already halfway to switching sides. Rhaenyra herself screaming at someone, possibly her own counsel, about being betrayed. The trailer's quietest moment is also its loudest. Alicent, captured, looking at Rhaenyra and saying, "I see you have been merciful." She's being sarcastic. Rhaenyra hasn't been merciful at all. And by the finale, we land on Tumbleton, the largest army the Blacks have assembled. The Winter Wolves under Roddy the Ruin, Black Alley Blackwood, Ormond Hightower marching toward them with the Green Host, and Daeron's dragon Tessarion finally in the sky. If the show follows the books, and the trailer suggests it will, Tumbleton is where the dragon seeds Hugh Hammer and Ulf White betray Rhaenyra and turn their dragons on her own army. 2 of her own riders, 2 of her own dragons, burning her own side of the war. That's the finale. That's the betrayal. That's where the Dance of the Dragons stops being about who deserves the throne and becomes about who survives it. Here's what makes this season different from everything before it. Season 1 was politics. Season 2 was grief. Season 3 is collapse. The trailer isn't building toward a victory. It's building toward a queen who gets everything she wants and discovers it costs her everything she has. The throne, the city, her sons, her dragons, her own husband by the end. By the time Season 3 closes, Rhaenyra will have won the war and lost the realm. And the 4th and final season will be about what comes after that. House of the Dragon Season 3 premieres June 21st on HBO. 8 episodes weekly on Sundays running through August 9th. And if the trailer is honest about even half of this, none of them are easing in gently. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more House of the Dragon videos.